Okay, these are the solutions to spring break checkup number 1. So the first problem says shade A intersect B. We're going to shade A intersect B, which that symbol means the overlap. So that's just the football. So that's pretty easy. We're just shading the football. Now, the next one is similar, but I have numbers. So I've got, this time I have T and Q, and I know that the probability of T is 0.8. The probability of Q is 0.4. And the probability of T and Q, that's that football again, is 0.3. So given that, you should be able to fill in this picture. Start right here, that's the overlap. So the overlap is 0.3. Now the whole T ball is 0.8. So if the whole thing is 0.8, then this has to be 0.5. And if the whole Q is 0.4, then this has to be 0.1. But notice that if you add all this up, you're short. That's 5 and 3 and 1, that's only 9. So 0.1 outside. And that takes care of your 100% or your 1. Now the question says, what's the probability of not T and not Q? So if you think of T and Q as, I don't know, tacos and queens, then we're talking about people who don't like tacos and they don't like queens. So they don't like anything. So where are the people that don't like tacos and they don't like queens? Well, that would be out here, just 0.1. That's the people that are out here that don't like either one. They don't like tacos, and they don't like queens. So they can't be in any circles. They have to be outside. Okay. Now we have 30 students in the cafeteria. And 13 buy a sandwich. So we got sandwiches, and we have pizza. So we have 13 buying sandwiches and 21 buying pizza. And 5 of them don't buy anything. So 5 of them are out here. They don't buy their lunch at all. They don't buy anything for lunch. They bring their lunch or whatever. So that means there's only 30 kids altogether. So 5 of them aren't buying lunch. Then there are 25 of them who are buying lunch. So these circles represent 25 kids. 25 kids in those circles. But if you add up over here, oops, you've got 34 kids who are buying something. So there are 13 sandwiches sold and 21 pizzas sold. So there are 34 things sold. But only 25 kids bought lunch. So that means that there must be 9 extra kids, or 9 kids that bought extra things. 9 kids that bought twice. They bought a sandwich and a pizza. Because there were 34 items sold to 25 people. Now, if 13 people bought sandwiches altogether and 9 of them are already here, then there are 4 here. And if there are 21 people who bought pizzas altogether, but 9 of them are here, then there must be 12 of them there. Now, a quick check. If you add 12 and 9 and 4 and 5, you should get 30. And you do. So now we're ready to answer the questions. How many students bought both? Right there, 9. These are the kids that bought both. 9 kids bought both. If a student is selected at random, what is the probability that he bought just one thing? Well, these guys bought just a sandwich. These guys bought just pizza. So altogether, there are 16 out of the 30 kids that only bought one thing. Only a sandwich, only pizza, 16 out of 30, which reduces to 8/15. So your answer should be 8/15. All right, now we got the set of numbers from 1 to 23. We're going to reach in and grab one. What's the probability it will be a multiple of 4? Well, what are the multiples of 4? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and that's it in this list. Remember, if you're a multiple of 4, it means 4 goes into you evenly. So 4 times 1, 4 times 2, 4 times 3, and so on. These are the multiples of 4. Well, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So your probability is 5 out of 23. There's 23 numbers altogether, and there's 5 of them that are the kind that you want, a multiple of 4. Okay, now we have our bags of M&Ms. And we got blue, green, yellow, and red. This is bag 1, bag 2. And point 1, point 2, point 4, point 3, point 2, point 3, point 1, point 4. And we are going to pick one from each bag and get both blue. So in other words, we want to get blue and blue. So reach in and grab one out of here. What's the probability it'll be blue? 0.1. And means multiply, remember. And means times. Now I want a blue one out of here. That's 0.2. So when I multiply those two, I get 0.02. Please do not make arithmetic mistakes. Use your calculator if you need to. 0.1 times 0.2. And that's the answer, because you're going to get a blue one and a blue one. Now we got a standard deck of cards. You're going to reach in and grab 3. And we want 2 hearts and 1 club. Now the N means times, so we're going to multiply. Now, we want to know the probability of getting 2 hearts and 1 club. Okay, so how do I get 2 hearts? Well, how many hearts are in the deck? If you said 13, you're right. So 13C2. And 1 club, which would be 13C1. Remember that there's 13 of each type of card in the deck. Now we're going to divide that. This is a probability question, so we have to divide it by 52C3. Why 52C3? Because we are choosing 3 cards from a standard deck, and there are 52 cards in the deck, and we are choosing 3. Okay, let's type that in on our calculator. And if we round off to the 100th, 0.0459. 0.0459. Okay. And now we've got a big long set of numbers. And I am going to, instead of just copying down the set, I'm going to put them in order when I copy them down. This is what I need to do, right? When I want to find a mean and when I want to find a median. So let's see, it looks like I have a 1 and a 4 and 2 8s and a 10 and another 10 and 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 12s. Let's see, I'm gonna start again. See if I can get it all in one line. The only thing left is a 13. And I'm going to count, make sure I have everything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It looks like there's 11 numbers. And on my paper, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I think I got them all. Okay, so now I want the mean, the median, and the mode. Well, the mode's pretty obvious. The mode's 12. That's the one that happens the most. We got 4 of them, so that's the mode. Now, the median's the one right in the middle. Now, there's 11. So I'm going to count. It's going to be the 6th number in the list. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this guy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from this end, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from this end. So he's the one right in the middle. So the median is 10. And now the mean, I will add all those up and divide by 11. And I got 102 divided by 11, which is 9.27 as my mean. Okay, and then finally we have a big Venn diagram. So we've got $60 kids in the group, and 20 of them, or no, 28 of them, excuse me, have A's. So we got A's, B's, and C's on our report card. So these people right here have at least one A on their report card. 31 have at least one B. And 38 have at least one C. So we got the A's, the B's, and the C's. 5 have all A's. So that means they only have A's right here. 5 of them have only A's. 7 have all B's, and 11 have all C's. 8 of them have some of each on their report card. So 8 of them have A's, B's, or C's. All right, so now let's fill in the rest of the Venn diagram, and then we will work on answering the questions. So, X, Y, and Z. Don't know what those sections are, but we're going to figure that out. I know that 5 plus 8 plus X plus Y, these are my A people. 5 plus 8 plus X plus Y has to add up to 28. And 8 plus 7 plus X plus Z has to add up to the B's, that's 31. And 8 plus 11 plus Y plus Z has to add up to the C's, which is 38. Now, let's clean those equations up a little bit. So this right here makes 13. So X plus Y must be 15. I'm going to subtract that 13 from both sides. This is 15. So X plus Z is 16. I'm going to subtract the 15. And this is 19. So y plus z is 19. 38 minus the 19. Okay. Well, now we're going to do our little elimination real quick. We add these together, multiply that by a negative, and add these two together right here. We will come up with y minus z equals negative 1. We're adding those together, so y minus z equals negative 1. And then I'll combine that with my bottom one. So when I add these, I get 2y equals 18, which means y must equal 9. So this is 9. Now, 5 plus 9 plus 8 is 22. So that means x must be 6, because that all has to add up to 28. But 8 plus 6 plus 7 is 21. So this must be 10, because it's supposed to be 31. And now we're ready. Well, now wait a minute. Let's add everything up and see what we've got. I'm going to add up all of these numbers. So 5 and 6 and 7 and 9 and 8 and 10 and 11. So I got 56. All of these add up to 56, which means there are 4 kids who are out here that did not get A's, B's, or C's. Uh-oh. They got something else. Okay, so here are the questions. I'm going to reach in and grab a kid out of the 60. What is the probability that the student will have just B's and C's? So only B's and C's would be right here. These are the kids that are in the B ball and the C ball only. So that answer would be 10 over 60, or 1/6. What is the probability that the student has just D's and F's? Now what that means is he doesn't have A's, B's, or C's. So these are the kids that have only D's and F's. So that probability would be 4/60, or 1/15. And that's it.